Right then, so a quick walk around video from absolutely fabulous Lexus. This is an IS300 hybrid and it's the executive model, 2015. The car's covered just 25,000 miles from new. Really, really lovely car. I'm going to go around the car for you. This car could be launched today. It's just got such fresh styling. It's aged beautifully. Front of the car, lights and lenses, clear and intact. There's no cracks or condensation there. Bonnet, exceptionally clean. There's a couple of bird droppings on there. They come straight off, but I'm not going to wipe them with my finger right now. Thank you very much. Near side, lovely and smooth in the panel work, really crisp and clean. Back of the car, such a striking shape, really is. Bumper protectors fitted on the car, which is quite nice to see. Around the off side of the car, driver's side, again, really crisp in the panel work. And this colour really suits the car. It's got a really rich look about it, so that's a absolutely fabulous looking vehicle. Let's come to the boot area now. Good sized boot, and as you expect of a Lexus, beautifully finished. Coming to the back now, lots of rear legroom, much more so than previous generation 250s. Black leather is in absolutely stunning condition. Coming in front on the passenger side, again all very clean and tidy. Full sets of original Lexus mats in the car, and a passenger seat which has hardly seen a backside on it. Finally come to the driver's door card, again, really nice, same with the footwell areas. The driver's seat itself, again, in superb condition. Inside the car now, engine's running, so the dash is illuminated. Stunning interior it is. Sat nav, you can see, working exactly as it should. Going down the centre stack. Such an interesting but well laid out design. Coming to the dashboard binnacle, hopefully you can see 25,531 miles. That's the display you generally get in eco and normal mode. Then a quick twist to the right, and then you can see it in its sport setting. You can configure that differently, a customer told me, but I've never fathomed out how to do it, but I'm sure you can. It's a gorgeous car, this one. Right then, this is a quick road test video. This is for a Lexus IS300 hybrid, and it's the executive model. Car's registered AY15TFU, and with a very low mileage, just 25,524 recorded. The reason we do all of these videos, and especially actually this road test section, is to ensure that if any of the cars, if anyone's looking at any of the cars for advertising online, they get to see the very car actually in operation. We've always felt it important, but mostly because, like loads of people, we've been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs or description, but then to get there and find out it's got an obvious fault that shows up, which clearly you'd much rather known about. Also done on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is, of course, it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself if you went on a drive in a car. So coming to the car, with such a low mileage and such a lovely history, because all of the servicing, apart from the very last one, has been done by the Lexus main dealers, you'd expect it to be good, and of course it is. Press the power button, the car whirs into life without any warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running at just over a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Lexus vehicle. These are, as they are now referred to, as self-charging hybrids. Basically what it means in essence, of course, is that you just drive it and run it like a normal petrol car, because the hybrid battery doesn't run out. You don't have to plug it in, charge it, anything like that, because every time you take your foot off the throttle pedal or apply the brakes, it puts energy back into the battery, so saving the wasted energy in effect. And it is utterly brilliant, and if you've never driven one of these before, everyone that drives them are gobsmacked really, because you've got a petrol engine car which gives you nearly 200 horsepower and goes well, is absolutely stunningly refined and quiet. and yet it's so smooth and docile. It just makes, the diesel competitors in particular seem incredibly sort of clunky and agricultural, and conventional automatic gearboxes feel indecisive and again a bit clunky when you especially when you do kind of low speed maneuvers, stop start traffic, and that's where these absolutely excel, because it just doesn't grate at all. So imagine for a second, I'm coming to the junction now, you've got a bunch of cars, so you come to a stop, there's no gear changing down, and when you come to a stop like now, again, no clunk, you go to pull away, you do so utterly smoothly without any gear changes whatsoever, because it's obviously CVT gearbox. It's all but completely seamless. It's an amazingly smooth drive, but very quiet. On the move, you've got 3 modes you can put the engine into: Eco, Normal and Sports, which is self-explanatory. You've got this little knob down here to do it. Twist it to the left, go into Eco, push it down to go into Normal, which it tends to start in, by the way, it defaults to that, and then twist it to the right to go into Sport, and your dashboard immediately changes into a rev counter as opposed to the Eco meter and a red hue in the background. It looks, the graphics are stunning, because it just looks like a dial. It's just, you would never know. One thing I will say is you can completely ignore the buffoons on YouTube and road testers who say when you shove your foot down, the engine's rev and it drones and this kind of stuff. It's complete garbage. Unless you drive it like an utter lunatic the whole time, you rarely if ever get that sensation. Because driving now, put my foot down, the revs will pick up, the car catches up with it. But very few people drive with a throttle pedal either at idle or full chat the whole time. But if you do drive like that, it wouldn't be the car for you. But for most people out there, it is one of the most smooth ways to drive you'll ever experience. And very, very quiet on the motorway, by the way. Coming to the steering chassis of the car, rear wheel drive helps, of course, so you've got this lovely unpolluted steering, beautifully weighted, quick, direct, accurate, all the things I love in a power steering setup. It tracks dead straight without any vibrations or at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, actually. But it works beautifully with the chassis. It never feels nervous in any way. The chassis gives you that right compromise between really good handling, which is what you've got from the car, and it is comfortable at the same time. There's no clonks, no rattles from underneath the vehicle at all, and the brakes are absolutely fantastic. Again, no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal there. I've always say, and I say it in every video for the IS200, I just think it hits a real sweet spot in this sector. Generally speaking, if you compare it, direct competitors, so sort of Audi, BMW, Mercedes, I still rate the BMW. Which seems a strange thing for some selling car to say, is the best out and out chassis, but only when it comes to ultimate handling. This gives you 95% of what BMW gives you, but at all other times is far more cosseting and comfortable and compliant. The Audi and the Mercedes, for me, if you just put comfort as an absolute priority, yeah, they're fine, but they're just dull by comparison. They're just very one-dimensional. This is much more enjoyable to drive. Coming inside the car, again, it's just, I like interiors where this is real build quality, of course. This is how the car should be put together, beautifully assembled, lovely materials used. What I love about it is the detailing in here, which Lexus do absolutely brilliantly. It's very hard to explain, actually, what I mean. I always struggle, but it's just the labelling of the switchgear, the layout, the tactile feel of all of them, the fact you've got a recessed high up sat-nav system, you've got a beautiful analog clock, which I heard one YouTuber scoffing at, saying it's how old-fashioned it was, but the backlighting to it, like all of the switchgear, is beautifully done. Heated seats, all the switchgear down here just falls naturally to hand, and you do feel like you're in a cockpit, whereas that's usual marketing blurb for it doesn't feel like a cockpit at all. And then your seating position, which is perfect. The seats are fantastic, and you've got this superb dash binnacle in front. It's a wonderful, wonderful car, and this one is a very, very special example, of course. The point of the video was to pick up any obvious issues, which is nothing. It drives absolutely perfectly.